Hello and welcome everyone to this video tutorial for chapter Movement and Locomotion. The current topic which we are going to deal with is the human skeletal system. Prior to these topics, there were multiple topics that how snail move, how earthworm move, and how things move. We have already had a discussion about that thing. Now today we will discuss basically about 206 bones which are inside our body. Yes, you heard it right. 206 bones. Rest of the information is given inside your book, but one information is not given inside it. The smallest bone inside your body is this one. This one which shows the lobe. The smallest bone which is inside our body is inside ears. There are three bones which are the smallest bones inside our body. Inside our ear, there are three bones. Okay, so starting with the 206 bones, basically, first of all, why do we need these bones? Suppose if your hand is not having your bone, what will happen to your hand? It will fall down. Your hand has a bone. That is the reason your hands are stiff. Else, it would be like this luster. It won't. Without bone, will it stand? No. It will fall down. So that is the same reason why you need bones inside your body. So what are the major functions of bones? Protection, support, movement, formation of blood. Protection. Yes, they help us in protection. Like for example, rib cage. Rib cage, our extremely delicate organs, and that is heart and lungs are inside the rib cage. Okay, these organs are extremely delicate. बहुत मुलायम है, बहुत नाजुक है. Okay, so they need protection. So rib cage are there to protect. Support. I am able to stand on my feet. This is only because I have bones inside my legs. If there are no bones, I will fall down. That is the reason. This support. Next is movement. I am able to move. I am able to move my hands. I am able to do this because I have bones and they made it easy for me to do it. You have seen the movement inside snakes and earthworm. Have you seen, can they make any different move? I can move like this, my hand like this. I can make it circle. I can move like this. Can they do it? No. It is only possible because I have bones inside my hands. Okay. Now, last is formation of blood. When we are talking about formation of blood, yes, our bones, inside our bones, blood is formed. There is a very sponge-like structure inside. In the middle of bone, the middle side of the bone is having a sponge-like structure, where blood cells, or I can say RBC, are generated, RBC are formed. Okay, so formation of blood is inside the bone. We call it bone marrow. We call it, you know it by the name of bone marrow. Okay, so after these functions, now the parts of the skeleton. So when we deal with parts of skeleton, the first part which we have is our human skull. Our skull. Our skull is having 22 bones, out of which 8 are cranial and 14 are facial bones. Facial bones, those bones which we have here. Now, except our jaw, can we move any other bone? Can we move any bone from our head? Like I am able to move my finger. Am I able to move any of the bone which is here? No, it's not possible for any of us unless it got damaged. Okay, so skull shows a fixed immovable joints or fixed joints. Okay, the bones of skull shows fixed joints. Like for example, I am only able to move my jaw, but if I can't move this particular, even I can't move my teeth by myself. So they are fixed, they can't be moved. So that is why our skull has all the most of, I should not say all, most has immovable joint or fixed joints. Then next I have is vertebral column. Okay, starting from the skull, because I started from the skull, so I should talk about the joint which our skull and the body make. So that is when we talk about movable joints. So pivot joint. So my skull and my body is connected through this neck. I am able to move it here, up, down, but not much down. Okay, so this type of movement is given. So this type of movement is helpful for us, and it is because of the combination of multiple joints. And I should say when checking at the table at 109 page, that is pivot joint. Okay, vertebrae at the top of the neck, forearm, and elbow, they all have pivot joints. So what I am going to do? So whole of my backbone. Now, what are the movements I am able to receive from my backbone? I can go, I can bend in the front and in back. I can bend here. So it gives me bending motion. It allows me to bend in all the four directions. Okay, so that is the reason my vertebral column is not at all made up of single bone. It is made up of 33 bones, and these bones, backbone, we call it backbone because it handles most of the weight of the body. Whole of the weight. Obviously, right now I am standing on feet, so whole of the weight is on my feet, but balance is done by the backbone. So backbone is necessary for the balancing of any person. Okay, so backbone is having or vertebral column. It is known by the name of vertebral column. It has 33 bones. 7 cervical, 12 thoracic, 5 lumbar, 5 sacral, and 4 coccygeal. Okay, so these are the bones of vertebral column. So these helps us in all sort of movement. Okay, so moving to the next is when we are handling with this. Okay, so next is rib cage. So pivot joint already I have explained. Now next is rib cage. When we are talking about rib cage, what is the movement rib cage can show you? Only few, or I should say a very small movement, that is it only allows me to expand and relax, expand and relax. That is the only movement this rib cage allows. Okay, so the movement of rib cage is very I should say very stiff or quite very controlled. Okay, but the rib cage is very much important because it helps us in the protection. It helps us in the protection. So rib cage is having 12 pairs of bones. 12 pairs. Okay. So whole of these 12 pairs of bones combined together to form rib cage. Okay. Now moving on to next. Last but not least, the joints which the bones which we are talking about are limbs. Limbs means hands and feet. Limbs mean hands and feet. So when I am talking about limbs, it starts from here, cervical. It starts from here and it ends at the finger. Similarly, it starts from here, hip, and it ends at the toes. Okay, so are multiple bones inside it. So if you will look at the diagram which is on page number 106, you will be able to understand. So talking about feet, so we have femur, fibula, tibia, okay, then tarsal, metatarsals and phalanges. Similarly, when we are talking about hand, humerus, radius, ulna, carpal, metacarpal and phalanges. So these are the bones which we are talking about. These are the bones which we are talking about. So, and the longest bone is the femur, this one, thigh bone. Our thigh bone is the longest bone of our body. Okay, femur we call it. So this is the thing which you need to understand about human skeletal system. Now, when we are when we have done this, so next topic which we have here is joints and the movement. So when we are talking about joints, we have already studied about pivot joint, okay, which is inside the neck. Okay, so moving on to the further, next is hinge joint. Hinge joint. Okay, hinge. Hinge is a word which is used for the gates. You can only open and close gate. You can't have any another type of movement inside gate. Okay, it can either move like this or it can move like this. So that is those type of joints which can only allow this type of movement. For example, look at this. This is the only movement I can make from this part. From here, I can only make this movement. I can't make any other movement. I can't ask it to come down or go up. Even if it is going up, it is doing the same movement. So, such type of joints are hinge joints. And even in the, you can say, your thigh, that knee and finger bones. Okay, finger bones also, they can't go backward. They can only have a very strict motion. Okay, so this type of joints are called hinge joints. Now next is saddle. Saddle means allows forward, backward and side to side movement. It can move forward and backward and side to side, allowing us to grasp objects. Thumb of the joints of the thumb. Look at the movement, side by side. No other movement. I can do it. I am doing this, but still I am not able to move any much further. Even if you will try, you can't touch. You can touch this part with your fingers, but with thumb you can't touch this part. So it is a very strict movement. It is a very controlled movement. Okay. So this type of movement is saddle joint. Next is pivot. We have already explained in the neck. Next is ball and socket joint. When we are talking about ball and socket joint, it is in the shoulders and it is in the thighs. Okay. Suppose this allows me a multiple direction. I can do this. Okay. Can't go back, but these are the which can allow up and down, sidewise. So it is allowing me multiple joints. So why? Because it is a type of this joint. This is a ball which is fixed inside a socket. So it allows it to move in multiple directions, but it can't allow it to go back. So that is why I am not able to move back. But ball inside socket, I am able to move like this, twist and tilt. So okay, but not back, extrinsic action. Similarly, in your feet also, you can forward, you can do it backward, you can go sideways. Okay, so this is the type of movement when we are talking about ball and socket joint. Next is gliding joint. So when we are talking about gliding joint means carpal. Our inside these main fingers point, carpal joints. Okay. That is one bone glide over other. The bones which are actually here, the bones which are actually at this position, they glide on one another. They glide on one another. They glide on one another. Okay, they have a gliding situation. They glide. They are not strict together. They glide open. Okay, so that this is the last joint, movable joint, which is in your syllabus, gliding joint. Next is muscle and cartilage. Before moving to muscles, I will first talk about cartilage. You have seen your ears; they are fixed. They do not move, they do not show any movement, but their shape remains constant. The shape doesn't change. Okay, why it is so? Because they are made up of cartilage. They are made up of cartilage. This cartilage does not allow any movement, but it gives rigidity. उसको स्ट्रेंथ देता है, ताकत देता है. मूवमेंट नहीं दे सकता, लेकिन उसको ताकत देता है कि वो उसको अपनी जगह पे फिक्स रख सके. Like our this nose. Okay, and rest is the muscles. So because of the movement of muscles, I am able to move my hand. For example, you can try this thing. When you are moving your hand, when you are moving this, just place your finger here, and you will be able to understand that a muscle is moving. When I am moving like this, my hand like this, I am able to understand at this point a muscle is moving. Actually, how it is? Have you seen those diggers? You know it by the name of JCB machines. So when it dig, what movement it has? The hydraulic piston, it moves up and down. Only this movement is there, so it can either relax or it can either expand. So when it expands, it gives the movement of this. When it stretches out, it gives the movement of this. So I am having this also, same situation. When I am, if I will pull this muscle, my hand will be like this, and if I am really relaxing it, my hand will go like this. Okay, so similarly, all muscles are there which help us in the motion, movement of the body. Okay, but some muscles are there which are fixed, which do not help in any movement. For example, the muscles which are here, they are here to protect our body, protect the bones of our body. Okay, they are to give the strength to the body. But most of the muscles are there to provide the movement. Okay, so examples are provided here: triceps contracts and biceps relaxes, biceps contracts and triceps relaxes. So when you are moving it, it's provide the motion that how muscles are able to or helping you to move. So that's all for today. Thank you.